Hello everybody, my name is Smarty, short for Smarty Reads, and welcome back. Today I'm going to read a new book called Mallory on Board. It's written by Mallory and illustrated by Barbara Polak. Before we begin, make sure you like this video, subscribe and turn on your post notifications so you know when I upload a new video. Also, share this video with your friends and family so they can watch me read as well. Other than that, let's begin. Mallory on Board. Table of Contents. As I've done in previous videos, I will read A Word from Mallory and Spring Break in one video, but I'll read Ready or Not, Welcome Aboard, Cruise Blues, Ice Cream and T-shirts in separate videos. Let's begin. A Word from Mallory. My name is Mallory McDonald, like the restaurant, but no relation, age 9 and 4 months, and right now I'm standing in my kitchen looking at my refrigerator. You're probably wondering why I'm looking at it and not in it. But here's the thing. There's something on my refrigerator, and that something is a wedding invitation. And it's not just for any wedding. It's the wedding of Marianne's mom and Joey's dad. In case you don't know who Marianne and Joey are, I'll tell you. They're my best friends. I used to live next door to Marianne until I moved to Fern Falls and moved next door to Joey. You're probably wondering how their parents met each other, so I'll tell you that too. When Marianne and her mom came to visit, Colleen, Marianne's mom, met Frank, Joey's dad, and they spent some time, not that much if you ask me, getting to know each other, and then poof, just like that, they decided to get married. And that's why there's a wedding invitation on my refrigerator. If you look at it carefully, you'll see two things. Number one, and the wedding is on the Ch.1, which is a great big cruise ship that we're all going on together. Number two, Colleen and Frank and Colleen aren't the only ones getting married. Their families are getting married too. I didn't even know how families could get married, but they can. It says it in silver and white, right on the invitation. Even though I'm super excited about going on the great big cruise ship, I'm not super excited about my two best friends being part of the same family. To sum it up in ship talk, I'd say I'm sunk. Mr. Frank Winston and Ms. Colleen Martin invite you to join them and their children, Marianne, Joey, and Winnie, as they set a sail aboard the Ch.1. They share a special moment in all of their lives as they and their families unite in marriage. The Beating Hearts Chapel, Wednesday, on the ship, 3 p.m. Dinner in the dining room, dancing and celebration to follow in the Tuxedo Lounge. Spring Break. If Joey and I entered a talking contest, I know for sure he'd win. I'm so excited, he says for what must be the 50 millionth time. I want to say, I know you're excited because you've told me 50 million times. But I don't. I shift my backpack from one shoulder to the other and keep walking to Fern Falls Elementary. Anything, even taking a math test, would be better than listening to Joey tell me how excited he is that we're all going on a cruise together so that his dad can marry Colleen. And Joey's not the only one who's excited. This cruise is going to be amazing, says my older brother Max. There are 3 pools, a skating rink, and a rock climbing wall on the ship. There's a salon too, says Joey's sister, Winnie, and I get to get my hair done for the wedding. I look at Winnie. Even though she never looks excited about anything, she actually looks like she's pretty excited to go on a ship to get her hair done in a salon. Joey high-fives Max and Winnie. I'm so excited, he says for the 50 millionth and one time. I look down at the sidewalk as we walk. It's not that I'm not excited about the cruise. I'm very excited about going on the ship. It's just that I'm worried about what things will be like when Frank and Colleen are actually married, and Winnie and Joey and Marianne are all part of the same family. And I thought that was something Joey was worried about too. I pull on Joey's arm as he slows down. Aren't you worried what it'll be like when your dad marries Colleen? I ask as Frank and Winnie walk as Max and Winnie walk ahead of us. Joey shakes his head like he doesn't even remember being worried about that. They haven't even gotten married yet, and already everything is so cool. We're going on a cruise, and Dad is always in a good mood. I follow Joey as he walks through the gates of Fern Falls Elementary. "There's only one thing I'm worried about," he says. "Even though Joey is one of my best friends, in a weird way, I'm kind of glad to know there's something bothering him." "What's that?" And then at the top there's Mallory and Joey. I ask in my nicest, "You'll feel better if you talk about it," voice. Joey grins. "I don't know how I'm gonna make it through one more day of school before spring break officially begins." He laughs as we walk through the door of room 310. I try to laugh back, like I feel exactly the same way he does. But this is one break I'm just not sure I'm ready for. "Everyone come in and take your seats, please," says Mrs. Daly. It's our last day for a week, and we have a couple of important things to do before the break. Everyone groans, like no one is in the mood to do anything important, but Mrs. Daly smiles. "The first thing we're going to do is share with the class what we're all doing over spring break. Who wants to go first?" she asks. Joey's hand shoots into the air. "I'm going on a cruise," he says when Mrs. Daly calls on him. "Cool! I wish I could go on a cruise." "There's more," says Joey. Then he tells the class that his dad is getting married on the cruise, and that he's marrying my best friend's mom, and that my family's going on the cruise too. When he says that, everyone turns around and looks at me. "Wow," said Danielle. "You're so lucky to get to go on a cruise too." "With your best friend," says Ariel. She sighs and looks at Danielle. "I wish we could do that." "Me too," says April. "The only place I'm going to is my grandmother's house." "I'm not going anywhere," says Zach. "My grandmother's coming to my house." I try to listen while everyone talks about what they're doing and where they're going and what they're doing over spring break. But my mind is stuck on one thing, and it isn't on a swimming pool or a salon or a rock climbing wall. The only thing I can think about is that my best friend's parents is getting married, and my best friend's becoming one family. I put my head down on my desk. While I'm busy wondering if Marianne and Joey will still be my best friends after they become stepbrother and stepsister, someone taps me on the shoulder. When I look up, my deskmate Pamela passes me a note. I unfold it and start reading. "Mallory, you're so lucky you get to go on a cruise. All I'm doing is practicing for a violin recital. You're going to have so much fun. Bon voyage. That means have a good time. Pamela." I refold the note and smile at Pamela. Going on a cruise is definitely more fun than practicing for a violin recital. I just wish I wasn't going because Frank and Colleen are getting married. I do what I do whenever I wish for something, and I want it to come true. I pretend like I'm throwing a wish pebble into the wish pond on my street. The wish I'd like to make is that Frank and Colleen weren't getting married, but I know there's no way that wish will come true, so I make a different wish. I wish, no matter what, that Marianne and Joey will always be my best friends. I think about my wish all morning while we do math and science and spelling. I think about it while we eat lunch, and I think about it while we pack up our bags and at the end of the day to leave for a week. "Goodbye, boys and girls," Mrs. Daly says to the class when the bell rings. "Have a nice break, and be prepared to write about it when you return." "Anchors aweigh," Mrs. Daly says to Joey and me as we're leaving the classroom. "What does that mean?" Joey asks Mrs. Daly. She smiles. It means that soon the anchor will go up, your ship will sail, and when it does, I hope you have a wonderful time." "Thanks," Joey says to Mrs. Daly. I thank her too. I just hope when the anchor goes up, we'll be in for 5 days of smooth sailing. That's the end of that chapter. I'll see you next time when I read Ready or Not. Bye, everyone.